back in Phnom Penh. I look a bit red. All that sunshine down at the coastline. Hey, what can I say? But it is good to be back home. This is home now. My apartment. This is home. And I really did miss it. I ain't gonna lie. I miss my apartment. So I'm glad to be back. There's a lot of pros and cons to being down there in Sihanoukville. I think, in my opinion, there's more cons than pros. And we'll get into all that in a little bit. I'm just trying to get the live chat rolling here. Waiting for the OGs to come through. Or anybody new. Anybody new want to join? Hop on the crazy train. Then get on the crazy train with me. In case you don't know me, my name is Tami, T-A-M-I. I'm an expat from Orlando, Florida, United States, and I live now in Phnom Penh, Cambodia. This is my home. And yes, if you see food over here, I haven't even had breakfast yet. That's how dedicated I am. It's Sunday morning over here. I was like, I need to hop on and do a live stream. So here I is. Here I is. Here I is again. Ooh, here I is. Here I is again. Okay, I added my stuff to the chitty chat bing bang. Oh, I'll tell you what though, I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired. Traveling actually wears me out anymore. Used to not be a thing. Maybe it's just that long ass train ride. I ain't used to pulling a 6 or 7 hour train ride. I'll tell you what, not used to that at all. But I made it. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Jose is in the house. Hey Jose, how are you? How are you doing this morning? Well, it's morning time here. As you can see, I'm having my morning breakfast. So I apologize if I'm gonna talk with my mouth full, but it is what it is, because I'm hungry. I literally just fell out of bed. Good, and you? I'm doing good. I'm a little burnt. I'm a little burnt for being at the beach that one day. One day of sunshine, okay? One day of sunshine. I mean, the sun was like in and out down there and, you know, on the beach, but I actually had one whole afternoon where I could enjoy it. Yeah, it was nice. It wasn't bad. But like I said, I'm back and I'm glad to be back. And there has been some changes since I've been out here. Like my neighbor all of a sudden has a pop-up restaurant at their house. I'm like, before, like, her husband's out there working on motorbikes, and now all of a sudden it's a restaurant. They got tables and chairs all set up. They had people out there drinking beer till midnight last night right outside my window. I was like, oh no. Great. But, you know, everybody got to make a buck out here. So I admire the entrepreneur spiritship. Is that a word, spiritship? Why don't we just say the entrepreneur spirit? Oh yeah, and I got some things from the resort. Here's their water bottle. Dara Resort. Fancy, huh? Yeah, I keep weird stuff. And I got something else I'll show you in just a minute. Well, you probably saw it on the thumbnail. When I went down to the meeting, the big meeting, you know, the U.S. Embassy get together, they gave us these free little baggies. It's pretty cute. It's a zip bag, it's insulated. What'd you say? Hey, you said the day you need a new handheld mic. Do you want me to bring you one? Email me what you want. That's sweet of you. Not a handheld mic. I'm talking about like maybe an upgraded, you know those lavalier mics? The one with the cats on it. Not a real cat, you know what I'm talking about. The fuzzy stuff that goes on top of the mic to block the wind. That's what I'm looking for. So when I do my outdoor interviews, we got all that wind blowing. People can actually hear us and not the wind. That would be ideal. I mean, if you want to, hey. Yeah, aren't you coming? When did you say you're coming, Jose? You said you were coming in November? Or, am I right? Or is it September? I forget. But anyway, thank you. Okay, well, yeah, all right. But yeah, check it out. So it's all insulated. Oh, November, okay. Well, shit, I didn't even notice this. It's got a name tag in here. It's got a name tag. You could put your name inside the bag. What? See that shit? Name and address. But anyway, I thought it was cool because it says AmCam. Of course, it's backwards on the camera, but America, Cambodia, and it's got the flags. I thought that was pretty slick. The lady from the U.S. Embassy was handing these out to all of us that showed up. Oh, and I also got a free umbrella. She gave me a free umbrella to go with this, I guess because it's the rainy season. I mean, I already have an umbrella, but I was like, okay, I'll take that free umbrella. So yeah, that was pretty cool, Oh. But like I said, I mean, I'm not a big fan of Sihanoukville, if that's what you call it. It's pretty. I mean, don't get me wrong. The beach is spectacular. If you saw my live streams from the beach and that private resort, that shit was spectacular. Staying there was just fucking off the chain. I mean, $50 a night, you can't beat that. With the free breakfast every day, the free Wi-Fi, access to a private beach, not one but 3 fucking pools. No jacuzzi though. Sort of pissed me off. I wanted a jacuzzi. I guess you can't have it all, right? But yeah, I mean, in-room dining, even at my little pod, I could have them deliver me dinner, which I had that done one night. You're 5 blocks from the beach? Where exactly? Are you in Florida? Gotta refresh my memory, bro. Are you in Florida? Tell me. But yeah, the beach, that's nice. It's nice to hear the ocean and the waves. I haven't heard the ocean or seen waves like in about a year. Oh, you're in Miami Beach. Okay. Well, that's quite beautiful. You're gonna leave Miami Beach for Phnom Penh? Oh shit. Are you in for a shock? I'm just saying. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm used to Phnom Penh. Honestly, I would not want to live in Snookyville, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody, but I'm just going to call it Snookyville. Hell yeah. Because it's too expensive in Miami Beach. Is that what it is? Well, your money is going to go a lot further out here. Trust me. It's going to go a lot further, so. But yeah, that town, I mean, outside the private resort and the beach, it looked depressing. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I was taking a tuk-tuk ride to get to this one restaurant on the other end of the beach. I got something on my foot. And most of the buildings are all like vacant and they're dilapidated. You know what I mean? Like they're like not taken care of. They're dirty. You can tell it ain't seen a paint job in probably 30 years. And they're just sitting there empty with barbed wire around them and shit. It just looks pretty depressing. Rent here for a studio apartment is $1,500 a month. Wow, seems like the box is getting smaller, but it's costing more money to live. Holy shit, a studio for $1,500 a month. That's probably what Orlando is right now. I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't doubt it. You know, me being from Orlando, I was paying for, of course, this was in a small town outside of Orlando called Winter Haven. I was living in Winter Haven. And before I left 3 years ago, I was paying $1,100 for a small 2-bedroom apartment. Now I'm talking small. Like this apartment I got here is double the size of the apartment I had in Winter Haven. And I was paying quadruple the price. Like I'm only paying $330 a month for this place. But over there I was paying $1,100 for a shoebox, a 2-bedroom shoebox. Now, grant you, that's cheaper than Miami Beach. And the reason I had a 2-bedroom is because my son, you know, it was just me and my son. So he needed his own room and I had my space. But it was small, man. Even though we had 2-bedroom, 2-bath, it was small. The only thing that was good about that apartment was that it overlooked like a pond lake, you know, and the sun was shining. We had ducks and we had a water fountain. That was the only good thing about it. And that's cheap. 1 bedroom is $2,000 plus. I've heard about that. Miami Beach is expensive. I mean, unless you are some kind of Hollywood movie star or you're like some business tycoon, you can't really afford to live down there. You know what I mean? Like the average Joe or Jane really can't afford to live in Miami Beach. You know what's so funny? I've lived, what'd you say? Eggs are 12, what? Get out, a carton of eggs are $12? Are you shitting me? There's no fucking way. You're pulling my leg. You've got to be pulling my leg right now. I have never seen a carton of eggs in Florida for $12. Oh my God. No. No fucking way. What has the States come to? You know how much I pay for eggs out here? $1.40. Holy shit. Oh no, well, we won't go politics. I thought when he got into office, things were going to go lower. Wasn't that the whole MAGA thing? Like, I don't know. But I really don't have any say because I didn't vote. So I didn't have any, I just didn't vote. Yeah. But then again, is it really just him or is it every single president that ever comes into office? They all spew lies during the campaign. They all make these promises. Don't matter if they're left or right. They make all these big promises to all the people out there. And then they get into office, and then what happens? They maybe fulfill a few of their promises, but then it's like the rest is just whatever their agenda is, whatever they want to do. They do it against the people's will. So that's why it just really turned me off on voting. I used to vote, but and besides, it's more of a hassle to vote overseas, because at the time when the election was going on, I was actually in Poland when I was traveling through Poland. Yeah, the tariffs are bad. I was traveling through Poland, and they said that I could cast my vote through the embassy there in Poland, right? An overseas ballot. But here's the catch. They could give me the ballot, but I had to actually mail it myself. They wouldn't mail it for me. It was just such a hassle. I was like, okay, so I have to print this, sign that, get a stamp from somewhere in Poland, I don't know where the fuck the post office is, mail this shit, and hope that it gets there on time, and it is counted, and I was like, whatever happens, happens. So anyway, here we are in Cambodia. And I'm gonna tell you what, like I said, these people across the street, I don't even know, like they live here in the middle of a neighborhood and they just opened their restaurant on their patio, 4 tables, a little, what do you call, a little like, oh, what do you call it? You know those carts where they put the food in? And she's got a little grill next to it and a big ass cooler for drinks, and she's already set up shop and has customers from last night. She opened about 4 o'clock last night. She had customers all through the night. She's open again at 7 a.m. in the morning. She's got a sign out in front of her house showing the food that she serves. And I'm like, well, if I'm ever lazy, I can just walk right across the street and go get me a meal, probably for $1.50. But I don't think they actually need licenses to start a business out here. Like, the government wants people to be self-employed. They want them to pull in the money so that they don't have to support them, because there is no social system. There's a pension. Now, if you pay into taxes, let's say you work in Cambodia and you pay taxes, you work for a government or something like that, but if you're running your own food stand and you're not paying any taxes, you don't get a pension. No Social Security. And they don't have food stamps out here. Okay? No food stamps out here. There's some things I found out, like, you're shit out of luck. So if you're without a job and you're not smart enough to like put together a stand and sell some shit on the road, you're shit out of luck. Either you're going to do that or you're going to go on the street and panhandle to collect money like I see other people do. And the cops are cool with it. The government wants you to do it. And it's like, that's how these people live out here. Let me see what you said, Jose. My electric bill was $40 last month. This month it's 81. Were you running your power more? Actually, that's pretty fucking good for Miami Beach. You must not have been running your power. Because let me tell you, my electric bill was running anywhere from $100 a month up to $300 a month. And I had to get on the, what do you call, the average plan, so that I can keep it at $200 every month. So I wasn't so unpredictable. Like, because I had to budget. Being a single mom at the time, I had to budget my money carefully. So I had to go on that plan for $200 a month. Snap is helping, but this place sucks. Oh, okay. So see, you're on a little bit of that assistance. Yeah. Hey, Platinum Swords, you made it. Hey. Hey there, just stopping in real quick. Have an awesome day. Catch you next time. Okay, bye. I love it when people stop in and then just... That's all right. You have an awesome day too. I'll catch you later. But yeah, the government out here definitely wants their people to be self-sufficient. But yet, could you see yourself in Miami Beach right now, at your place, with a grill and a sign and a couple of tables, and start just selling food? I don't know, like grilling hot dogs and hamburgers and selling it to your neighbors? Do you think that you would get by with that for more than 24 hours without a cop at your door saying, hey, do you got a permit? Or, hey, this is insanitary. You can't claim this as a restaurant. Oh, and hey, you're not paying taxes, so yeah, we got to shut you down. I bet you can't. I bet you 10 to 1 you can't do that. That's what's so cool about this place. Yeah, and okay, that's cool. I'm retired too. The only thing I'm doing right now is chatting with you. And I absolutely love it. I'm gonna have a bite of this, pineapple. So, yeah, if you got any questions, anybody on there, just ask some questions. Hey, thanks, ER. Welcome back. I enjoyed your videos and taking us with you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Sorry, I'm eating with, I got fruit in my mouth. You are quite welcome. Okay, Jose, what are you having for breakfast? Oh, right now? This big bowl of fruit. Dragon fruit. Mango. Some kind of fruit, I don't even know the name. I think it's guava. My landlady gave it to me, but it's pretty good. Pineapple. Oranges. What else do I got in here? Oh, and this little orange thing, that is, the fuck you call that? Jackfruit. Jackfruit. Yeah. I like to eat light in the morning. It was so weird. It was so weird having a heavy breakfast every day at that resort. They had very little fruit. And I had to like just, you saw I loaded up on all that other shit. I mean, it was good, don't get me wrong. But it was weird eating heavy early in the morning. You want to try dragon fruit? You'll love dragon fruit. Now they have two kinds. They have red and they have white. My favorite is the red. I like red dragon fruit. I think it's a little bit sweeter. The white's okay. I don't think it has much taste in my opinion. And same thing if you ever have jackfruit. They have the yellow jackfruit and they have the orange jackfruit. I've tried them both. In my opinion, the orange one is sweeter. I lean towards the sweet fruits. The yellow one is like, it's okay. It's okay. Hey, who's in the house? Feng Yao Zi. Did I say that right? Let me see. Food stamps in Cambodia. Is nature provided? I can go fishing, hunting, or fruit picking at public places or in the wild without needing any license to do so. Oh, that's so cool. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I'm glad you're Cambodian and in the chat because we want to know, okay? Inquiring minds want to know. So it's nature provided. That's interesting. So you can go fishing, hunting, and fruit picking in public places or in the wild without needing any license. There you, and can you sell what you pick and what you catch without a license? I bet you can. Jose, I'm a cook. I make a lot of dishes. Okay. Okay. I'm a cook too, and I made a bomb-ass dinner for myself last night. I have to say I'm pretty fucking proud. I missed my own cooking, guys. Isn't that crazy? You go on vacation to get away from cooking. I didn't cook for myself for 5 days, but by day 4, I was missing my own cooking. I was like, I can't wait to get home and make myself a meal. I miss my own cooking. So I got home and I made, oh my God, it was so good. You can sell them too? Okay. Excellent. Excellent. That's what I was saying. Okay, well, anyway, I'll tell you what I cooked and then I'll go in there. I made barley with pork, the bone in, so I can get that juice from the marrow. Tomato, onion, garlic, ginger. I threw in some turmeric. Oh, thyme, salt. That's it. Some water. Let it cook down for about a half hour. It was excellent. It was so good. You hope I have my phone plugged in? I'm on my phone right now, if that's what you mean. I think we got a good enough charge for at least an hour and a half. We'll try to squeeze out every inch of the phone that we can get. Every inch of the phone we can get. But yeah, going back, I mean, like I said, I admire Cambodians. I admire this country. I admire the freedom that you have versus what we don't have in America, because we don't have the freedom just to go catch or pick something and then turn right around and sell it on the street. It's illegal unless you have a license to do it. And if you don't have the money to buy the license, well, then you shouldn't be doing it. And they catch you, then they're going to say, well, we're going to fine you, and then we'll give you a warning, and if you don't pay the fine, we catch you again, you're going to jail. And all you're trying to do is support you and your family, but they won't let you do it with that because it's all about the money. The government wants the money. They want to be in your pocket on everything. Jose says, that's your excuse to go. Your battery is dying. LMAO. Well, honestly, my phone gets really hot after an hour and a half. So it's not just the battery dying, but when it just runs for an hour and a half, it gets super hot. And it actually goes into emergency shut-off mode. It will just stop the live stream if I go too long, and it'll say emergency, phone too hot, needs to cool down. So that happens, like, you know, a lot of times when I'm out and about and I'm just shooting the vertical streams and I'm out in the sun, my phone overheats even more. So I have to be really careful with it. I mean, I don't have a fancy setup. I'm just some chick on YouTube, okay? It's just me and my cell phone. One phone, that's it. Oh my God, I am so red. I'm looking at myself. God, I look like a freaking lobster right now. Jesus Christ. What do you have, a Samsung or iPhone? I've got an iPhone SE. It's not a fancy model, it's an SE. I bought it brand new before I left the States like 4 years ago, and it's still running like a champ. So we want to keep it that way because I don't want to spend no more money on a phone. Oh, my coffee went cold. But yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. But yeah, you guys that just came in, here's my new AM cam bag. Came with a free umbrella. But what I'm going to do, I'll make a proper video. I'm actually going to be working on that this week about what happened at the embassy meeting, you know, what was said, this, that, and the other. But I will tell you this, it was only like me and 3 other guys. That's it. There was 4 of us there at the coffee shop. Very odd meeting indeed. What you got? I got the 16E before I leave here. Oh, okay. Cool, okay. Yeah, I mean, I've never owned a Samsung. I hear Samsungs are better. Some people swear that the Samsungs are better phones. The Droids are better than the iPhone. But I've always had iPhones. I don't know, I guess because I'm so used to the iPhone thing that I've never tried a Droid or a Samsung, you know, so it's all good. To me, a phone is a phone is a phone. Just like, you know, as long as it does what it needs to do, I'm happy. I don't need 10 cameras on my phone, you know? Like, what you're getting, a 16E, probably has 5 camera lenses on it. Mine has 1. That's it. And it faces either out or in. And that's all I need. I don't need all this like fancy in-depth camera shit. As long as it does what it does, I'm happy. It just is what it is, man. So anyway, it is what, Labor Day weekend in the States? If I'm correct. Is it Monday, Labor Day, the 1st? We don't celebrate that here in Cambodia, guys. Let me pull this in closer. Yeah, it ain't a thing here in Cambodia. So everything will be open. Even though you've got, you know, American expats and shit out here, it's not a thing. It's not a thing out here. So we're not celebrating anything out here. I just got an HP laptop with Windows 11 2 days ago. Good on you. That's what I have, an HP laptop. That's exactly what I have. And I actually bought this thing in, I bought it in Penang. Was it Penang? Yeah, I was in Penang, Malaysia. You know why? Because my other laptop busted. It's only 178 bucks. Yeah, I think the HPs are way cheaper. Yeah, I won't buy, what do you call, the Apple. I'm not into the Apple. They're way too expensive, the Apple laptops. But, yeah. Hey, Fangu? Yes, it's Labor Day on Monday, though I'm going to work. Oh, bummer. Where are you at? Uh, can I just call you G? Your last name XI? I think that's pronounced G. Or she? I don't know. My Asian's terrible. I apologize if I killed your name, but are you here in Cambodia in Phnom Penh, or are you in the States? Are you stateside? Because yeah, you said Labor Day's Monday and you're going to work. I hope you're getting paid overtime. I remember those work days, and they sucked. Shit. They used to assign us to work on holidays. When I worked at State Farm, they would have the holiday schedule. Actually, they would say, first of all, any volunteers, anybody want to volunteer, and of course you got paid time and a half if you want to work that holiday. Most people would volunteer. You'd get a good 60% of people wanted the money, so they'd say yes. Hell yeah. Money for Apple, yeah. It's too expensive. I always said no. I didn't give a shit about the overtime. I wanted the extra time off. I didn't want to work any more than I had to, okay? So when the holidays rolled in, okay, like I always said no. They always knew. Like you had to mark a survey. Do you want to work this holiday? Yes or no. I put no, 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 no. So then, you know, if they didn't get enough volunteers for a certain holiday, then they would say they'd have to assign you. But they said if they assigned you, you have the option to swap with somebody to get out of it. But if you got stuck with it, you had to work it. You couldn't call out sick, or they would reprimand you. Oh, you're in the States. Okay, that would explain. 'Cause I was thinking, yeah, I don't think they celebrate Labor Day in Cambodia. So, you know, every now and then in 24 years, I would get stuck with a holiday. But I had a girlfriend from Jamaica. Her name was Carlene. I'll never forget Carlene. And Carlene, if you watch this video, God bless you. You saved my ass so many times. That woman took every single holiday to work. You know why? Because she always wanted the extra bread to, she was always sending money back to her family in Jamaica, or she would be flying back and forth to Jamaica to visit them, so she needed extra cash. Always took my holidays. Anytime I got stuck with a holiday, I'd give it to her, and I'd get right out of that. I loved it. I loved her so much. I'll tell you what. I'm gonna tell you a story. You're gonna love this one. Jose, did you do you find yourself losing the days of the week since you don't work? Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you mean it's like, it's weird because it's like, I wake up and I think, what day is it? What day is it? I love it. Hey, Gayleen Davidson, hello. Hello from Canada. Hi. I'm reading your message. Labor Day in Canada too. I was wondering if they celebrate Halloween in Cambodia. Halloween stuff showing up in stores. I don't think so. I don't think so. Have I been here since Halloween? No, I came here in January. I guess I'll find out, guys, if they celebrate it here, but I really don't think they do that. I think that's just an American thing or a Western thing. That's just a commercialized thing. I would be shocked if I seen little Khmer kids running around in like Batman masks or some shit, I would be shocked as hell. I'd be like, what the fuck? I would say, man, America's come over here, it's over. If that stuff starts happening here, it's time to leave because we ain't doing that shit again. I never was a big fan of Halloween. I mean, I guess as a kid, I liked Halloween because I can get the free stuff, right? And of course it's fun because you get to play dress up one time a year. And then when I had my kids, I was like, oh, because then it's like they never wanted to make their own outfit. I was like, kids, we're not going to the store and buying a Halloween costume that costs $50 for you to wear one time. And I know damn well you're not going to want me to save it and wear it next year. And I had 2 kids, so that was $100 out the gate to buy them each a Halloween costume, plus candy for the other kids. Yeah, we're talking it was spending about $150, and then they're like, oh, we should get a pumpkin, and we should decorate the outside of the door, and all this crap. And then you gotta buy the makeup? Oh, hell no. Hey, Clark, hi Clark. Says, hello, Tammy and friends. What's up, Clark? We're talking about Halloween in Cambodia. I don't think it's going to happen. Like I said, I'd be shocked. But I wasn't a big fan of the Halloween season. I just thought it was just a bunch of bullshit, you know? In my opinion, it was just a big money crunch thing for the corporations to push sales. Yeah, but yeah, going back to that, being retired, you definitely lose track of time. Like I purposely make myself leave the apartment. I know it sounds weird because I'm not a tourist, I'm living here. But I purposely say, okay, I'm gonna go out Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And in between I stay home and I do whatever on my laptop or, whatever I'm doing. YouTube and all that stuff, working with my website and shit. But I have to force myself to go out or I will just sit here all day. And then I just like lose track of time. But I do enjoy going out to the coffee shops and I enjoy, eating at different restaurants. And that brings me to this. Snookyville doesn't have many choices when it comes to restaurants. Now, I didn't go around the entire city, of course. I hovered around the coastline and I went up across the street to the Buddhist temple. As you saw, we did the video from the temple. It's a small city. It just didn't turn me on, man. It didn't have hardly no places to eat, no coffee shops. Everything was expensive because I was near the beach. Like I'd order one meal and it cost me $15, $20 with a drink. Like out here you can get a whole meal for $6, right? Over there it was costing $15 to $20. And this place is like desolate compared to here. I couldn't live there. It's too expensive for me. Hey, Fangu, from my experience living there for 8+ years, Halloween is often celebrated only at places like Cambodia American schools, American orientated restaurants, or certain sections in the shopping centers. Okay, so they're really just appeasing the Americans that are living out here. It's not that they want to celebrate it, right? It's just something to do for the Americans to make you feel like you're still home. I mean, no, bro. Hey, Clark, check out my bag. Cam. Of course, it's backwards, but it's, the American flag, Cambodian flag. I thought that was pretty cool. They gave this to us for free. It's an insulated baggie. You can put, drinks or whatever, zip it up. I thought it was cool. And it came with a free umbrella. Yeah, I got a free umbrella too. I got a free umbrella. Yay! Yay! I gotta readjust this. But yeah, I imagine Christmas Awesome bag, yeah. I imagine Christmas is the same thing out here. Sorry, I'm gonna eat some fruit in front of you guys. Like, I don't think Christmas, I mean, well, but then again, I've seen Christian churches. There's a Christian church right down the street from me, so I think that is probably more of a thing than Halloween is out here. What are you looking for, Jose? I'm looking for a condo near Eon Mall, and I found one 2 blocks away. Hopefully it's still available when I get there. I don't know. If it's a good one, it may just go quick. But there are so many condos out here to rent. Jose, you're gonna be fine. No, I don't go to church. I'm not a church goer. It's not that I don't believe in God, I do, but I just don't believe in going to church. Does that make any sense? I'm just not a church goer. I don't know. I just never bought into the thing where they pass the plate around like every half hour looking for money. And I thought to myself, if God is great, created the entire world, including us, why does God need money? Why does God need money? We think alike, yeah. Like, come on. You know, you always hear the preacher like, you know, we need to raise money, we need to raise money. Okay, I'll stop. I get carried away sometimes, but that turned me off. That was like one of the biggest turnoffs about going to church. It's like, can I just go to church to pray? But I get it. I mean, it's you know, it's all about maintaining the church building. It's all about paying the priest because he got to get his cash somewhere, right? It's about maybe having a fund to help the needy. Supposedly you should be able to go to your church, say, hey, yo, you know, I'm about to get evicted. I need money. Can you help me with my rent? If that really works, that's great. But I always got these negative feelings too when I went to church. You know, it's like, it was so fake. Here comes the mobile vendor. It was like, you know, you go in there and everybody's all woo-hoo-hoo, you know, and they're shaking your hand and they're hugging you and, oh, so glad to see you, blah, blah, blah. And then the minute church is over and you go outside, they don't even look at you. They don't say goodbye. Just like everybody goes back to who they were before they walked in. What do you call it? Being a hypocrite? That's what I'm talking about. So I was like, this is ridiculous. I should be able to worship God in my own way that doesn't require me going to a building and giving my money away. So anyway, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. Probably lost half the crowd. But anyway, going back to Sihanoukville, I'll tell you one thing was cool though. I told you about the monkeys, right? Well, not only were there monkeys running loose out there were goats. There were wild goats, okay? Like a pack of goats. I kid you not. I was coming out of the resort on the tuk-tuk, and in the front, on the sidewalk there were like 3 little vendors that were selling fruit. Okay, seriously, email the brand of mic you want. Maybe Amazon will have it. You don't have to do that. That's okay. But anyway, they were selling fruit off the side of the road to actually give to the goats and the monkeys, right? So But yet on the resort premise, it said, don't feed the monkeys. So I'm thinking, okay, so we're not allowed to feed the monkeys on the resort premise, but you're allowed to feed them on the sidewalk outside of the resort. So I'm rolling past there, and not only do I see all these monkeys just hovering around these carts, and people are feeding them bananas and watermelons, right? Then I'm looking across the street, and I see a pack of goats running, man. I mean, just running across the field, cross down the sidewalk. There was a sidewalk, so they're coming across the field. They're running down the sidewalk. They run across the street in front of the tuk-tuk, no fucks given, just whoosh, running across the road. I'm like, oh my God, goats, right? And then they come over there with the monkeys, and they're hanging out with the monkeys and munching out on all the fruit. I said, this is the coolest shit. I've never seen this before. I have seen goats. Now, don't get me wrong. I've seen goats just being out in a grassy field. That was up in, where the hell was I? In Turkey. I was in Bodrum, Turkey, overlooking the ocean and this big, like, rocky, mountainous side. They let the goats out there and the sheep. And that's, and they had bells on and shit, and they were just hanging out and eating, right? But this was a whole nother level. I ain't never seen no wild goats just running through the streets, a city street, hanging out with monkeys. So that was an interesting sight to see. But yeah, like I said, and another thing, like the whole town is definitely Chinese, okay? Whoever told me before that place was taken over by the Chinese, you're right. It seemed like every sign was mostly written in Chinese, like restaurant signs. Oh, and casinos. Don't even get me started. I'm not a gambler, but I have never seen so many casinos in one area in my life. Like, what are they trying to do? Make it into Las Vegas? I don't know. I think they're trying to make a mini Las Vegas out there. And like they had the big, huge buildings that were all gold plated. I mean, it was fancy as fuck. Stretch limos in the front. I was like, damn, these Chinese got it like that? Okay. And then there was like little pop-up casinos, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, excuse me, I was going into this restaurant that was like in the back of this hotel. It was called the Lotus Restaurant. But in the front, like you walk into the hotel, to the right of you was a coffee shop, so a little coffee shop, and behind it was a casino. I was like, they got a casino in the hotel next to the coffee shop? I mean, you can't just walk in there, it's all hidden and shit, but it said casino and it showed all the games on the outside that you could play. I was like, that is weird. And then you walk back, further in, and the restaurant sits near the beach and shit, so it was really nice. It was a good restaurant, I ain't gonna lie. It was good. I'm good, bro. I'm really good. I'm not one person that needs a lot of things. I appreciate you asking. You're saying, is there anything that I need that I can't get there? Oh, that's for you. I read it wrong. Is there anything you need that you can't get there, but I can get it here? Oh, you're talking about me. Oh, I thought you meant you. Not really. Not really. They got everything I need out here. I'm pretty good. Now, if I was living in the middle of a rice field, that'd be a different story. Now, that's another thing. You're just trying to help. Oh, I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. That's cool, though. That's very sweet of you. That's nice. But that train ride was very comfortable. I recommend if you take the train, definitely get first class. And here's why I'm going to say it. It's only $15 a ticket. You got to get it. Hey, G, one of my colleagues who I worked with at one of the schools said celebrating the Halloween is mostly for the American youngsters whose parents are working in Cambodia. Ah, that's what I thought. So it's mostly for the American kids. Man, we should just get away from that shit. You know what I mean? Because really the kids don't need it. I mean, I don't miss the holidays. I'm out here. I don't even, like, if I didn't look on the calendar and realize that Monday was Labor Day, I would not have even known or cared. Jose, did you make a video on the train? No. And the reason being, it was too quiet. There was like a handful of people on the train with me, and I didn't want to just be doing a live stream on the train, talking, and you know what I mean? I wanted to be respectful, so no, I didn't. But I did get some good like B-roll kind of shots. So like I said, when I do my actual video about the meeting, I got a lot of good stuff that I'm going to show you guys about the trip. And one of it is the train. But it was comfy. It was super comfy. But I'll tell you what, I mean, even if I'm just sitting in a seat for 6 hours straight, although I did get up and use the restroom, I'm going to tell you what, it's a little hard to use the toilet on a train while the train's moving because it's rocking. It's going like this, right? So here I am. I'm walking towards the bathroom, like sort of like this. And I'm trying to hang on to the seats as I go towards the toilet. And I sort of leaned into this one guy. I didn't mean to. Like, I hit his shoulder, and I was like, oh, Somto, I'm sorry. But yeah, and then you get on the toilet. I know this might be too much information, but you're sitting on the toilet, right? And you can just hear the train tracks going, and you're like rocking on the toilet, right? And I'm like, oh, this is wild. So then you're standing up. Well, being a girl, you have to pull your pants up, right? So that's a little tough when the train's going like this. I'm like, holy shit. And yeah, anyway, so that was interesting. That was so fun. But they didn't serve you. I mean, you would think if you have a first class ticket that they would actually like serve you food. You know how you do when you get a first class ticket on an airplane? They give you food and drinks and they serve you. So that's what I was thinking that was going to happen on the train. But it's no bueno. It didn't happen. They had like a little food cart, but it was nothing big. It was like you can buy chips and some sodas. So luckily I brought my own food. So I highly recommend that you bring food with you. Bring food and water or soda or whatever you want on the train with you when you travel out here. That saved my ass. Like, it saved my ass. Agree. 2 things I don't like about Halloween are unhealthy amounts of candles and walking to strangers' houses at night. Well, I like candles. I don't mind burning. I burn a candle right now, as you can see. I burn candles all the time, but do they have Corona beer? I don't think so. I don't think Corona's a thing out here. Of course, they got Anchor beer. They got their own beer. They have a lot of Danish beers out here, like Carlsberg. I don't think I've ever seen a Corona. Sorry, no Coronas, Jose. That's gonna be a bummer for you. You're gonna have to get used to a different beer. I don't drink anyway, so I can't really tell you all the drinks that are out here, but there are a lot of different beers. Trust me, if you want a beer, you're gonna find a beer out here. It's just not gonna be a Corona. Yeah, so, and beer's cheap out here. Beer's cheap. Candles. I'm okay with candles. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like you said, but the thing about walking at night and going up to a stranger's house, yeah, that creeps me out too. Budweiser, I haven't seen any Budweiser out here either. There's no American beers. I mean, if you can get it, I would say at a regular store, like if you're rolling up to a Cambodian store or a vendor, you're not going to see those kind of beers out there. If you go into, I would say maybe a westernized shopping center or grocery store, like in the Eon, well, I wonder, I haven't really looked at the beer. I know they got booze galore. Like they have Jack Daniels on the shelf. I've seen Jim Beam, like that's American kind of liquor. But I haven't really looked at the beer. So I'll have to look at the beer section next time I go shopping and see if I see any of that. But I imagine if there was Budweiser or Corona, it would be in the westernized stores. But you're gonna pay a pretty penny for it, okay? It ain't gonna be $1.50 for a beer or less than $1. It's probably gonna cost you $10 for a beer. I mean, if you really want it that bad, it's just like, I get a craving for peanut butter every now and then. And a jar of peanut butter out here is like, well, the cheap jar is about $5 to $6. That's pretty pricey for peanut butter because they just don't eat that stuff out here. Same thing with cheese. Cheese is expensive out here. So if you're a big cheese lover, get ready to pay a top premium for cheese. You just got to learn to live local. You know what I mean? If you want to live on the shoestring budget and live cheap, stay away from all the westernized type foods and drinks, and you won't spend that much money. You'll be able to make it. So, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a Budweiser out here. No buds. No buds. But yeah, circling back to the beach, I mean, I love the water. It was really nice, but I didn't really like that town. I wouldn't live there. G says, strange. Did my text change when I sent? I meant to say candies, not candles. Maybe my eyeballs are not good. I think you did say candies. Whoops! Sorry. My red ass face. I am so red, and I just got burnt like 2 days ago. I literally, as you can see, I'm red here, but I'm white here. I had a shirt on when I went in the pool. I'll have to try 5 beers a day to find what I like. Okay, you do you, Jose. You do you. I don't know. I think you can definitely find 5 beers a day. Just be careful, man. Be careful. I call it Sleazy Street. There's this like couple streets near the river. You start to drinking down there, I mean, you gonna have them girls all hitting up on you. Hey, you know. I mean, if you want to get all promiscuous, that's your business. But you better like wrap that sausage up, if you know what I'm talking about. Because you're going to catch something, man. You're going to catch something and you ain't going to like it. So, I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep you safe, bro. That's all I'm trying to say. I did see Heineken on a video. Okay. Well, yeah, you're probably going to see more of those types of beers, like I said, like Danish beers, than you are American beers. Because let's face it, it takes more effort to ship American products out here than it does something from Germany or wherever. Yeah, your raincoat. You know what I'm talking about. He's doing something out there. Hey, you want to see my neighbor's setup? Let's see if I can take you guys out there to show you. Hold on. Oh yeah, they got a bunch of people out there now. Told you that they set up the restaurant. Woo, there you go. This is crazy. We're gonna try to be inconspicuous. Let's see what they're doing. Let's see. Hold on, I'm gonna flip the camera. All right, here we go. I didn't want to be too obvious because there's a whole bunch of people sitting there. I just don't want to like put the camera right on them. But if you can see, they actually had the sign set up. I wonder if you can see it more from my window here. Hold on. Let me see if I could flip it here. See them all sitting down there? Yeah, that's a restaurant, man. I'm back. That is a freaking restaurant. They set up a restaurant, man. Right across the street from me. It blows my mind, man. Just totally blows my mind. I was like, God, I go away for 5 days and I come back to a restaurant. I was like, okay. Well, at least it's quiet now, but I don't know. Like, I shut my windows anyway at 6 o'clock and start running my air conditioner. Am I a sports fan? Not really. I used to be. I mean, I used to be really into watching football with my dad. You know, my dad, we're originally from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. That's where I was born. That's where my family is from. So when I was growing up, he was like a diehard Steelers fan. And every time there was a football game, whether it was the Steelers or not, he was into football. So I grew up watching football on TV. You know, back in the day when we only had one television and no cable TV, you had your three major channels, ABC, NBC, and CBS, or PBS too. I think there was 4 major channels. And Sunday night football during football season, shit. Dad took over the remote. He's like, we're watching football tonight. Whether my mom or I said no, it did not fucking matter because he was like, we're watching football. And he would sit his ass down right in front of that TV with his bag of peanuts. He used to eat roasted peanuts. And he'd have a bag of black licorice. God help me, I hated licorice. But he would eat roasted peanuts and black licorice and drink his Busch beer. My dad was into Busch beer, and watch the football game. So I was like, well, if you can't beat them, you might as well join them. Not that I liked the roasted peanuts or that, and I didn't drink the beer because I was a kid. So I would have my like Pepsi. I would have my bag of potato chips. My mom only bought one kind. She'd buy the plain Lay's potato chips. Why my mother never bought anything else, I don't know. She just was in a habit of buying Lay's potato chips. So I would eat the Lay's potato chips. Of course, we'd have pizza because it would be Sunday. We'd have pizza night. So it was just a junk food night. It was like watch football. And I remember, if you remember Terry Bradshaw, this is reaching back to the 70s, early 80s. That's when the Steelers won practically 4 Super Bowls in a row, almost in a row. But they were just winning like crazy with Terry Bradshaw as the quarterback. That's the era I grew up in. And I remember like just being so happy with my dad because I got so invested in football, right? I'd watch the whole season from beginning to end. And when they finally got into the Super Bowl and they won, it was like, woo, you know? So yeah, I guess you can say I'm a football fan, but I don't really watch football anymore. I've really lost track of all that because I just don't do it. But that's what I grew up on. Yeah, I don't have far to get my dinner, yeah. Yeah, I just cook myself, no biggie. Here we go, Steelers, here we go, that's right. Great man, a Steeler fan like me. Oh, you like the Steelers too, no shit. Small world. I don't know how they're doing now. I mean, enlighten me, are they winning? I don't follow it. Now my son, on the other hand, is a big basketball fan. You've been one since 1972. That's cool. That's cool. Me too. Practically since I've been a baby, I've been a Steelers fan. But I try to get my son into football. He watched it a little bit, you know, we'd watch the Steelers together while he was growing up, but then he got into basketball, so he loves basketball. I just could never get into basketball. I tried to watch a few games with him, but I wasn't a big fan. She says, any plan to do more interviews with foreigners in Cambodia? I really enjoyed those last interviews. You met some good, what? You met some good sports? They had great sense of humor. Oh, yeah, I mean, hey, if anybody's watching this right now and wants to do an interview with me, hit me up. I think I put my email address in the live stream, but I'll put it again under the video if you're catching this replay later. So it's Tami, T-A-M-I, at nextstepunknown.com. Write me. So if you're passing through Phnom Penh or you're living in Phnom Penh, even if you're not foreign, like you don't have to be a Westerner like me. Let's say you're Cambodian, okay? Or you're Thai or whatever. I mean, you feel comfortable in front of the camera, you can communicate well in English, hit me up. You want to tell your story? I want to know. Good, Jose. I would love to do interviews. But yeah, I'm up to interview G, I'm up to interview anybody who wants to be interviewed. I haven't had any takers lately. Nobody's wrote me. Like, either nobody's passing through Phnom Penh yet. I haven't had any other volunteers. Maybe I scared them away. I hope not. I try to be nice. I mean, chopstick mics, come on. Everybody loves chopstick mics, right? I'm not trying to be scary. I mean, what you see is what you get. This is me in everyday life. Like, this is my authentic self. So this is who you're gonna meet when we do an interview together. In fact, here's how this works, in case you guys are wondering how this works. The first thing we're gonna do, we'll talk about that in a minute, but the first thing we do is we do, like if you write me and say, yeah, I would love to do an interview. I say, okay, cool. Let's do a meet and greet so we can like talk. So I can get a sense of who you are, where you're from, and then that gives me some questions in my mind before we actually do the interview, okay? So like we can meet over a cup of coffee, right? Chat away. And then we'll plan an actual day and a time, and then we'll actually do the interview. And at that point, that's when we get into all the questions and everything. And again, I wing it. I have like a general set of questions that are in my head that I answer, I mean, that I actually ask everybody to answer. But then I let your story weave in, and then, you know, we just weave together. It's sort of like a dance. And that's how we're going to do the interview. But no, the $100 an hour, Jose, that is actually for my services to help you settle in Phnom Penh. It has nothing to do with an interview. That is really for my time that, like, let's say, like, you don't know about an apartment, or, you know, you're new here. You don't have any way, you don't have no idea where a visa agent is. You know, you're scared. I don't know, like, you're just brand new and you're scared and you need help getting yourself set up. You need to know where the grocery stores are. You need to know how do I get around with transportation if I don't drive a motorbike? All these little things, that's what I do. I help in that area. I help newbies who come into Phnom Penh that want to set roots down, that want to get their housing set up, that want to understand how to logistically move around the city. That's what that is. And of course, that's my time. And there's only one of me, and that's what I charge. And that's where that comes in. But as far as the interviews are concerned, those are free. Obviously, I'm not charging anybody to sit with me and do an interview. So, you know, that shit's free. Don't worry about that. Good questions. But yeah, G, I mean, as soon as I can get somebody else lined up, I will do another interview. But for right now, I don't have any victims. Nobody's stepped forward yet. Sorry, catching some more fruit. How far away am I from the Eon Mall? Well, there's 3 malls. Which one are you talking about? There's 3 Eon malls. But honestly, where I'm located from all 3 malls, it's a good 20 to 30 minute drive. So if I go to the mall to the north in Sensuk, 20 minutes. It's a little further, oh, the one in the south. If I go to the one that's called the Eon Mall Phnom Penh, which is down south from me, that's about a 30-minute tuk-tuk ride. Yeah, BKK1, it's about a good 30 minutes. Because I'm way on the, I'm sort of on the, not really out in the boonies, but I'm sort of like on the outskirts of the city on the west side, near the old airport. Well, soon will be the old airport. It's the airport now, but it'll be the old one later. By the rivers. Yeah, I'm not near the river at all. I'm 30 minutes away from the river, or the rivers. So, yeah, I just prefer living out here. This is a more authentic Cambodian neighborhood, and there's not a bunch of expats out here. G. I learned a lot from those interviews. Despite having worked there for 8 years already, Cambodia is one among 3 others in my bucket list for retirement. Well, good. I'm glad you learned a lot. I'm glad you liked the interviews. That's fantastic. Yeah, a lot of people are looking at Cambodia versus like Thailand or Vietnam. I don't have a scooter now. I don't do scooters. I saw a girl from Canada get wiped out on a scooter when I was doing my solo travel. Her whole left side was scraped from her shoulder down to her toe, like down to the bone she was scraped. And I said, I will never drive a scooter. That poor girl had to, like, she had a delay going back to Canada. Like, she was due to go back to her home country within a week, and then she had a motor scooter accident, fucked her up from head to toe, and then had to actually stay. And this was on the island of Langkawi in Malaysia, and she had to stay for treatment for at least 3 more weeks. They had to do skin grafting on her. That's how bad she was. And she was wrapped up. Oh, it was terrible. I felt so bad for her. I swore to God, when I saw that, I said, I will never be on a scooter. Never. I don't want to ever be put in that situation. So that scared the fuck out of me. I said no. So yeah. But as far as like, gee, going back to your thing about one among three others on your bucket list, what's the other countries? I'm just curious. Like, are you looking at, is it all in Southeast Asia or is it somewhere in other parts of the world? But Cambodia to me is just, I mean, like I said, it's not the prettiest city. It's not Bangkok, okay? It's not Singapore. But what it lacks in beauty, it makes up for convenience. It's easy to get the visa. You don't have to do any border runs to keep your visa. So when you renew in the city. Within a week and a half, you got your visa renewed. You don't even have to do anything. I mean, you don't have to like catch a bus and go over to Vietnam and then get stamped out and stamped in and come back. You don't have to do none of that shit. And it's, you know, and honestly, I have never been asked for proof of my income. Okay? I don't need to open up a bank account. It's not required. I mean, although it is convenient, a lot of people swear by using the ABA, the scan, you know, the QR code to make payments and all that. And yeah, that's convenient if you want to do that, but you don't need to do that. You can get money out of the ATM either in US dollars or in reals, Cambodian reals, because they do dual currency out here. I've got a Charles Schwab debit card, so even if I get hit with ATM fees, they reimburse me my ATM fees at the end of the month. Like just this past few days, I got $15 back on ATM fees. So I'm pretty much banking for free out here. Jose says, Thailand has gone to shit with their visa banking. It's a mess. See, a lot of people have been saying that. And that's a shame because Thailand actually is a beautiful place now. I've been to Bangkok, Chiang Mai, and the islands down there, Koh Samui down in there. Thailand's beautiful too. I mean, it's got really damn good food. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm not a big fan of Khmer food, but I'm a big fan of Thai food. In fact, I was craving some Thai food the other day and I was thinking, you know what, Monday when I go out for lunch, I'm gonna go to a Thai restaurant. And that's another thing that's cool about Phnom Penh. There's so many different choices on food. Like it's not just Khmer food, you know what I mean? Like there's Vietnamese restaurants, there's Thai restaurants, there's Korean barbecue, there's American if you still want your American damn burger, there's fried chicken, there's, God knows, there's Malay food, there's Hala food. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. There's food up the ass out here. You have your choice. Or you can just get the street food, you know? If you want to take that chance and just get a fried banana off the street. I wouldn't personally do it. But you have your choice of foods, is what I'm saying. Yeah, but yeah, Thailand, I don't know. It's the government, so the government just keeps, from what I understand, keeps changing its mind. Like one month it wants to do this, 6 months down the road it wants to do that. Oh, let's charge the higher fee, let's charge a lower fee. I mean, if you watch my first interview with Dennis, he came from Thailand. And he's like that, he said borders. He said that's one of the reasons I left because I couldn't budget exactly how much money the next visa renewal was going to be, and I didn't know when it was going to be, you know, because he has a family. His wife from the Philippines, well, it's not his wife, it's his girlfriend, or maybe it's just his baby's mama, I don't know. I don't know. If you're watching Dennis, I don't really get that one, but I think it's just baby mama situation. I don't really think he's married to her or anything. It was just like a woo, you know, whoopsie, got a baby now, so, but he's taking care of his kid. And that's why he left Thailand. He left Thailand for Cambodia because it's more stable here as far as renewing visas and knowing exactly what you're going to pay every time you renew. Okay, like think about it this way. It's just like your power bill. You never know what the fuck your power bill is going to be, right? You can plan it as careful as you think, but it's either going to be high or low. Well, that's sort of like a Thai visa. It's like a power bill. It just goes up and down, and you never know. I don't like that. I like shit to be predictable so that I can write it in my budget and I know exactly what I'm going to spend every month. That's it. That's all you can do. Yeah, but that's, it is a shame though. It is a shame. Excuse me while I have a pineapple. But yeah, Cambodia is up and coming for sure. You wanted to move to Thailand, but things changed so bad. Well, look at it this way. Since you're moving here to Phnom Penh, eat up. Since you're moving here to Phnom Penh, you can station yourself in Cambodia, and then you can just fly to Thailand as a tourist, stay there for the weekend, or hang out for a week, whatever you want to do, and then fly back home here. So you don't have to live in Thailand, you can visit Thailand, and you're going to be so much closer than flying in from the United States. It makes sense, right? It definitely makes sense. I mean, now, of course, you're going to have to get a tourist visa. Just because you got a visa in Cambodia doesn't exempt you from the other countries. So remember that. You know, you still have to buy the tourist visa to get to Thailand or to get to Vietnam or even Laos. That's your play. That's a good play. Because like I said, Phnom Penh was not even on my radar to actually settle and retire. I've never been to this place. I've been to Siem Reap, but I've never been here. But what brought me here was the initial teaching job that I was going to do. That's what actually brought me here. And then the second reason was that the visa was easy, you know? And then I thought, well, you know, I was planning on teaching for about a year, and then I thought, well, then I'll be, 55, I can collect my pension, and I can switch from a business visa to a retirement visa. And then we'll go from there, right? But then, of course, the teaching gig, I'm not a teacher, evidently. I can't handle kids. I love them. I love them when there's somebody else's kids, and I don't have to, like, babysit or manage them, because that wasn't for me. So since that didn't work out, but I already got my visa and I already got my apartment, I was locked into a lease, I said, well, fuck it, I might as well just live in Phnom Penh. And I've been here ever since. And I like it. I like it. What you say here? No American can go visa-free for 30 days to Thailand. No American can go visa-free for 30 days to Thailand. No. I don't think you can go visa-free to any Southeast Asian country. Oh, I could be wrong. Maybe it's Malaysia. I think it's Malaysia that you get 90 days on arrival for free. I don't think you need a visa in Malaysia. In fact, that was one of my other plans. I was like, if I have to leave Cambodia, maybe I would go live in Malaysia. But then again, you only get 90 days. And then I think you can do one more renewal, get another 90 days. But then after that, you have to switch over to one of their other visas. which costs a lot of money. So it's not a long-term plan. Believe me, I checked out all the Southeast Asia visa requirements. And I like Vietnam, don't get me wrong. The coast of Vietnam is beautiful, like the Da Nang area and Hoi An. Now, I haven't been like to Hanoi, I haven't been to Ho Chi Minh City. I'm just talking about the center of Vietnam there. That really blew my mind. It was beautiful out there. But then you got the border runs with their visa. Like, they're not retirement friendly out there. Although I know somebody who's from Australia, one of my friends out there, she loves Vietnam. Like she's living out there right now, and she puts up with the visa run bullshit. She's always on a fucking, they call it a visa tour bus. She hops on the border run bus like every 3 months, and she does the border run to Laos or whatever, spends a couple days there, gets all her shit renewed, and then comes back in. But it's like, if you got the time and the money, okay. To me, that's a hassle. I'd be like, oh God, here we go again. Not only do I got to put out money for the visa, but I got to pay some hojo to drive me across the border. You got to pay for their time. And then you're probably going to end up having to sit there for a couple days waiting on your visa renewal. Maybe not. I don't know. I've never done a border run visa. I mean, maybe if you're lucky, it's only a couple hours. That'd be nice. But if it isn't, then that means you're going to have to find a place to stay and spend more money. So it's like, think about all the extra money you're just blowing when you can just be here in Cambodia and just like give the money to the visa agent with your passport and your old visa, and that's it. And you can sit in your apartment or your condo, chilling for a week and a half, and then you get your stuff right back. Hell, they'll even deliver it to you. They have Grab delivery out here, and they'll deliver it to you. Although I personally pick it up myself. That's what I do. In fact, well, I've already renewed my visa, but I have to, oops, hold on. Getting low. I have to actually pay my next premium payment on my health insurance, so I'm doing that probably Monday or Wednesday. You have American passport, you can go to Thailand visa free. Trust me, Google is a good thing to find out. Okay. Okay. So I can go to Thailand visa free. Is that just for 30 days? That's probably just for 30 days. Like I said, I don't really like research any of that bullshit because I'm not traveling anymore. It's different. When I was slow traveling, believe me, I was like on top of all of the visa requirements and, you know, is it safe to go in the country? Is it not? Because I always had to pre-plan ahead at least 2 months in advance. I would book my plane tickets for 2 months. Oh, okay, that's cool. Well then good. So then you can hop from Cambodia to Thailand, do your little vacation thing, and then just come right back to Cambodia. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I think if I was going to do another excursion, maybe I would go back to Thailand. I don't know. Then again, I want to see more parts of Vietnam. I haven't been to Hanoi. I hear Ho Chi Minh City's off the chain, bro. You think Bangkok's crazy? I hear Ho Chi Minh City's like really off the chain. So I don't know. I might want to go check out the off the chain city. It's definitely bigger than Phnom Penh for sure. We'll see. We'll see. Not sure, but we'll see. But it's exciting. It's exciting living out here. I mean, it just feels a hell of a lot better than being in the States. Gee. Singapore, America, and Vietnam. I was considering Thailand as well, but dropped it after my last visit. Cambodia is beautiful in my opinion and very communal. It is. It is pretty out in the fields now. Oh my God. Let me tell you, that train ride out in the rice fields, I mean, it's just miles and miles and miles of rice fields. It's really pretty. And there's actually a mountain range out there. It was really pretty. And then you said, I can't really describe it, but there's something about Cambodians that makes me feel warm when talking to them. That's one of the things that decided me to put Cambodia on the list. I think it just depends on who you're talking to. Yeah, but most of the time when I speak to a Cambodian, I get a friendly smile, you know, hi, or if we can communicate, they're warm and friendly. Like my landlady is a she's a super woman, man. She is just fantastic, Jose. It's a shame it's gotten harder to retire there. Too much money for visas, yeah. I think they want the rich Americans, you know what I mean? Like they want the people with the money to dump into Thailand. They're not looking for the average Jane and Joe who just retired and is living off of $1,500 a month or less. They don't want those type of people in Thailand. They want the people with the bucks. And that's a very rare percentage, but hey, I mean, you do you. If that's what the government wants, that's what they're gonna get. I guess they consider other people like me like riffraff. They think I'm riffraff, man. I think I'm gonna trash up their country. Maybe I will. Oh, I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, I mean, the 9 months that I've been here, it'll be 9 months in a couple days. I've met a lot of friendly people. I met a couple of Cambodian women at a coffee shop. You know me, I love my coffee shops. I was sitting there waiting on my drink, and one of them just slid over and just started talking to me. And she spoke pretty good English. She was on her lunch break with her friend, because I was there about midday. She goes, I work at the bank. She was all dressed up, and she goes, I couldn't help to hear your accent. She asked me where I was from. So we started a conversation. We even exchanged phone numbers. She's like, here's my WhatsApp number. If you ever need any help, just hit me up, And I was like, well, that's nice. That's nice. And then I got to talking to her friend. Very nice ladies. Very sweet, nice ladies. And she was even telling me, she's like, just be careful out here. Of course, she was warning me about the cell phone, be careful holding your phone out, because a lot of times they come by on a motorbike and snatch your phone. I was like, yeah, I know about that. I'm definitely careful about that. And then she's like, there's good people and there's bad people. So, just be mindful of who you communicate with. And I was like, yeah, I get it. I get it. That's just like in the United States. I mean, there's good people and there's bad people, right? You just got to use your spidey senses and just, you can feel, I mean, you know what I mean? Like you can feel the vibration off of a person. Like if something's off or something's weird or just something, I can usually pick that up. I got good spidey senses. And if somebody throws off a weird vibe, I'll be nice and everything, but it's not like I'm going to want to get back with them. You know what I mean? It's just like, you just do you. I'm not interested in hanging out anymore because, I don't know, you're a little spooky there. A little spooky tooth. Believe me, I've ran into some weirdos on the road. I mean, it's just like, what? I swear to God, there's a lot of expats, older guys, they're very questionable. Let's put it that way. They look so ragged out, man. I don't know what it is. It's like they just come over here looking all hippie. You know what I mean? Like, what happened to just like looking presentable, like having your hair cut and wearing decent clothes. Like, I see these guys rolling in with their baggy shorts, some of them wearing like flower shirts. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but then they got their long stringy ass hair. They look like they haven't showered in days. Maybe they haven't. And they just look weird, man. I'm like, and you know, they're not all from the States. There's a lot of dudes that come in from Australia, from France, and they're just strange, man. They're just strange dudes. Gee, if any, what has been your worst experience in Cambodia? Has there been any changes to their visa program lately? No changes to the visa program, so that's good news. My worst experience? I don't think I've had any bad experiences out here yet. I'm trying to think. I'd say the worst thing that's happened to me so far is just what annoys me is if I give an address in the Grab app to a tuk-tuk driver, but he overshoots the address or he undershoots it. You know what I mean? Like he doesn't get me where I need to be and then just says, here we are. That pisses me off because I'm like, dude, this isn't it. And then you have to like explain it, and that's what annoys me. And that's really the worst experience. I haven't run into anything that's really bad, knock on wood, if that's wood. I've been pretty good and pretty lucky so far, so yeah, God willing, God willing. I mean, no bad experiences out here at all. It's cool, man. It's cool. Well, guys, you know how the drill goes. My phone is dying, and so am I. So we're going to have to wrap up the live stream. But thank you for hanging in there and chatting with me. I appreciate you. Tell him the plane ride to get there to Cambodia. The plane ride to get to Cambodia. Oh, well, it's gonna, well, from Florida, shit. That plane ride, that was a 3-day trip. I mean, but I did overnights. Okay, now you can maybe do it quicker, but you know the layovers, I purposely set them up where I would spend the night at a hotel in between flights so that I could get sleep and then catch an early flight the next day. But it took me 3 flights to get over to Cambodia. But yeah, that's a big travel thing. But hey, you know, you just settle into it, just travel. It's all good. It's all part of the journey, guys. It's all part of the journey. But yeah, thank you again for watching. And if you need to discuss anything else with me, or if you want to do an interview with me, again, hit me up at my email, Tami, T-A-M-I, at nextstepunknown.com. If you are interested in any services for Phnom Penh, anything I can help you with, I've got great products online too that could help you out. Go ahead to my website, nextstepunknown.me. And of course, there will be another live stream. Well, I'll do it probably on location tomorrow. It'll be Monday. I don't know where I'm going to go, but we'll do a vertical live stream so we can play catch up. Hello, I had that issue too during my first visit there. I learned their language and got better at communication. Yeah, that's what I'm doing, slowly but surely. I know 5 words now instead of 3. I'm slow. Okay, guys, my battery's about going. Anyway, love you very much. We'll catch you in the next live stream. Peace out.